Dombrovskis says that he is at risk of stagflationary shock. Also, German centre-right lawmaker Muller says we're bringing coal-fired power stations out of reserve is being considered. So again, bringing coal-fired power stations out of reserve is being considered. Dombrovskis says EU GDP could be 0.4 percentage points lower than the last forecast.
Welcome everyone to the Pro Trader Room Plus, Market Open, Revised University of Michigan Consumer Confidence, or Consumer Sentiment, I should say. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. All right, can everyone hear me okay? Testing 1 2 1 2. Did it say I really screwed the whole schedule up today? Wow. I sent an email with the wrong time. Um, I'm always going to start at 8:30.
Dombrovskis says longer
If
conflict
I'm going
could
to
cut
trade
0.6
oil,
percentage points off of EU growth.
then I'm going to start at 8:30 under most circumstances. I screwed up the schedule today. I apologize. I just screwed it up. I sent an email with the wrong time. I think the lobby has the wrong time, but we're starting now. All right, we're here. Um, a couple of people, I apologize if I got you here early. It was only a half an hour. Just like it's not going to blow up your profit count, half an hour is probably not going to ruin your life, but I do apologize for making a mistake. Oil just made a new high. It's up to 97. Gold, looking at oil, let's take a quick look at.
Dombrovskis says any natural response to higher energy prices must be targeted, temporary, and not boost demand for oil and gas
Hang
and
on, let
continue
me.
to decarbonize the economy.
What did the lobby say, Francis? Did the lobby say 8:30?
Dombrovskis says room for maneuver is more limited.
The lobby said
Dombrovskis says a short
8:45.
follow could push up
Jeez,
inflation by 1
I
point.
really screwed everything up. I'm sorry. I screwed up the schedule totally. I think the email said 8. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Oh, I'm sorry, David. We don't really start doing anything till 9 unless I trade the oil open. Look at oil. A good signal, everyone. Very good signal. That's a hard signal to take though. But it's very, very, very low risk. Now, I don't care if you all are going to hate me, but there's a final version 21 up on the website. I would download it and install the new version. And we're going to occasionally have new versions of the Magnet software because I'm always
Dombrovskis says also
working on
fundamentals will disrupt policy
signals,
responses to higher energy prices.
adding features. This is software that I love, and we're going to keep working on it a lot. So get in the habit of updating the software when the new version comes out. So I just posted the new version on the website. It takes 5 minutes to install it. Just do me a favor. Back up your Ninja Trader before you install it. All right? That's the one thing I ask. If you back up your Ninja Trader and something goes wrong in the installation, you won't be stuck with a Ninja Trader you can't use, which could happen. And it's not our fault. A lot of times there are corrupted files in Ninja Trader that don't become an issue until you try to install software. It's just the way the platform is. But I don't think one time in our history, one time, we we created an installation problem. One time. And that's like in 8 years that I've been doing this. All right. Um, you could install the new version on top of the old version, Roz. It's so easy to uninstall though. I would uninstall because sometimes you'll get messages that you won't know what they mean because you don't get them if the software is uninstalled. Look, it takes 10 seconds to uninstall. Just go to Tools, go to Remove Ninja Script Assembly, and then choose Magnet 2.0 and uninstall it, remove it. That's it. That's it. So you just go to Tools, remove Ninja Script Assembly. It opens up your dialog, remove the magnet, and install and download the new one, install it, and then restart your Ninja, and you're set. The template's the same. You don't have to change anything with that. Everything else is the same. Doesn't matter if you're connected or not, because you're going to restart NinjaTrader anyway to get the software active. All right. If you don't start NinjaTrader over, it does not replace the software. All right. So today's our final class of the challenge. Yesterday was good, not as good as the first day. I thought the first day's class was one of the best classes I ever gave. Yesterday was good, not quite as good as the first, just in terms of how I felt about it. Today, I think will be great, and it should be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm looking at crude, taking a look at crude. What happened yesterday on the crude open? We had target one winner, right? Didn't we have a target one winner on crude yesterday morning? Pretty sure at 9 o'clock on our breakout, we had a target one winner. Now, we can always verify that by just taking a look at the video. So that's the reason I've always recorded, because nobody could call me a liar if I tell you something that happened in the trade room. I don't know why I always recorded, but I always recorded. I don't know. It was just one of those things that I always did.
US Secretary Rubio reiterated at G7 that Trump is
I'm
committed
going
to reaching a ceasefire
to figure out
and
where to
negotiate a
put
settlement to Russia-Ukraine wars.
megs and megs and megs of old trades up on the web, on the up online somewhere. I don't know if our website can allow all of that storage. So I'm looking into it. Let me see. Yesterday's open. There never will be a final version. I'll always be working on this product. So yesterday's oil open, is it in this
Bring your
video?
target
Up. Now you cannot lose money if you trail. No, it might not be in this video. Darn it. It's not. 470. I'll have to look for it. I'm pretty sure yesterday we had a one target winner. So first thing I'm going to do, let's take a look at a 15-minute chart on oil. I'd say oil's a little bit bullish, don't you think? Oil's a little bit bullish. Difficult signals this morning. Not very good signals this morning. However, there should be a new way to filter most of them. Let me try something here. Let me try something. First of all, it's not an NQ magnet. I changed charts. So you got to always relabel your charts. It's an oil magnet. I got another funded account yesterday, I forgot that I had a small account, a $25,000 account, that does not need $3,000 to get funded. It needed 2,000 and I got it funded. I didn't even realize it. I just activated it. So I now have three funded accounts. Three funded accounts. Well, shoot, Roz, that's why you got the video, you know? You always got the video to rewatch. So it's no problem. No problem. What am I looking for? So I'm looking for filtering signals. There's a couple of different things that we're looking at. Bear with me here. I'm just trying something. When you have a market where you're constantly making new high after new high after new high, you have to be very careful with signals. That's when you can get false signals. But there is definitely a way to filter them, and I'll explain it today in class. All right. See how I got rid of almost all the bad signals? And I'll show you what you can experiment with. You never have to rush either. You never have to rush into a signal. I mean, sometimes if you filter, you'll miss your best signals. Sometimes you'll miss your best signals. It just happens. It just happens. Sometimes the market doesn't give you great signals. And you know what? We're looking at a 15-minute chart, so forgive me for being an idiot. But I don't take signals on a 15-minute chart. So let's go back to the right time frame. Let's talk about why we were looking at a 15-minute chart. Oil is very bullish. Oil is very bullish. A $25,000 account, Calvin. It might be 1,500 to pass. I have to go look at the rules. I think it's 2,000. I'm pretty sure it's 2,000. Looking at a 15-minute chart just to see the bullishness of oil or bearishness. Oil is very, very bullish. All right? It's very bullish. All right. Let me put things to default. I want everything on default right now. Anyway, 1-minute signals, 30-second signals. Haven't experimented a lot with 5-minute signals. I would think my favorite signals are 1 minute. Those are my favorites. All right. Obviously, our 1-minute signal on oil was excellent this morning. You might not have jumped into that signal because you had a green candle. All right. I'm not dying to take shorts when my price action's going up, although everybody knows you get your best entries very often when price is retracing. But you want to be as safe as possible. There's no rush. If a signal is going to be good, generally it will last more than 2 bars. The best signals are going to go quite a bit longer. But I
According to the
love this
Saudi Council
signal
of
because
Technical
it
Research,
hugs the high
pointed
of
out
day.
that citing the
So the
Brent panel signal,
stop
citing
is as
sources that
small as a
Brent, the
stop
price of
can
Brent and
be.
bonds participated
That's
in indirect
an
contracts with
excellent
Iran.
signal because of that. All right. That was 35 ticks. That was a great signal. It's not even necessarily over. All right, I'm not trading magnets on oil though. That's not what I do normally in the morning. Putting a reverse continue on the chart. Click strategy, click news trader, click breakout, turn it to reverse continue. Position 1 is a 1, target 1 is 25 ticks, and then the stop will make it 25 ticks. Label it CL reverse continue. And where am I going to trade this? So I have a new funded account. I've got an account that I blew up yesterday. I've got 3 blown up accounts that I'm waiting. I will not pay to reset them. I'm waiting for them to just get charged anew. So I've got number 36 and number 35. Number 35 and 36 are doing decent. So we'll do this morning, we'll keep working on 35 and 36 and Lucid. Lucid's doing nicely also. So oil is not a vetted trade. Notice how that short is still good. You would not have been stopped. Lucid is not a vetted trade, and it is a risk to trade the
Also,
oil
Israeli Channel
market
12,
open
citing
the way
sources,
that I'm trading
says
it.
that
This is not
Vaz
an
said
official
Netanyahu's
trade.
assessment
Very
regarding the
honestly,
overthrow of
I'm just
Tehran's
screwing
regime is
around
not
with it.
optimistic.
Um, Normally, I'm not recommending it. I'm honestly not recommending it to the room. It has not been profitable enough. It just has not been profitable enough. Maybe trading magnets with oil in the morning is more viable. Certainly, it generated a great signal this morning. So reverse continue, and I will set up the breakout, the market open breakout, as poor as it is. So I'm going to add the strategy, add the strategy. I'm going to load my template. Well, let me just go over the breakout. So it is a breakout. We're going to trigger at 8:59:59. We're triggering. It's a 9 o'clock market open. I usually start with a bracket of 15. I might go to 20 depending on market volatility. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10 ticks. Target 2 is 20 ticks. I've been doing 8 and 20. Let's stay with 8 and 20. The stop is 20 ticks, and the target 1 stop move is BE, break even. So we're triggering at 8:59:59. The bracket is 15 at the moment. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 8, target 2 is 20, the stop is 20. Target 1 stop movement is break even BE. I'm putting the time on 0. Labeled the trade, label under setup, CL breakout, BRK open. All right. I don't care what you call it. Just label every trade so it's different than the others. So I've got the trade labeled. My time is at 0. My software is set to sim in the account. Apply it and OK it. Make sure your chart trader is on sim. Spread the chart a little bit. I'm looking at the wideness, the width of my bracket. I'm turning on CL breakout.
Order submitted.
All right. I want to get rid of the vertical line also, but that's a very manageable trading bracket.
Order canceled.
Right click, click strategy, highlight the breakout, go down to optional, show that vertical line on entry. I'm turning it off, unchecking it, apply. Okay. Look at the bracket one more time.
Order submitted.
And now that's the way I'm trading the market open at 9 o'clock. I'm going to stay with the 15 bracket at the moment.
Order
All right.
canceled.
I'm removing, I'll leave the oil magnet for a minute. I'll leave the oil magnet. No, that's not correct. When you downloaded the software, did you look at the name of the file, Roz, to make sure it was 21.21? Did you restart your Ninja? Did you restart your Ninja? I would uninstall. I'd wait. You could do it after the trade room. You could do it after the trade room. Um, when I look at the file, it says 0.21 zip. All right, 0.20. Oh, it says Magnet Strategy 2.0. That's correct, Roz. Yes, it's correct. I misunderstood what you're saying. You're fine. You're fine. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, it doesn't change when you click on strategies. It still says 2.0. You're good. You're fine. You're good. All right, let's go back to our CL breakout. Right click strategies, highlight the breakout. Time 8:59:59. 15 on the bracket. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target of 8 and 20. Target 1 is 8, target 2 is 20. The stop is 20. Target 1 stop move is BE. I'm sticking with a pretty conservative setup because that's all I want to risk. I'm not really willing to risk much more in a prop account. I'm going to trade it in a meaningless prop account, number 36. Not my best one. Apply it, okay it. So 36. You want to spread your accounts so you can see the numbers and names. All right. You want to see the numbers and names. So my oil breakout is on account number 36. Let me triple check that that's a valid account, and it is. And my oil reverse continue should also be on 36. And the oil reverse continue setup is one position. Position 1 is a 1. Target 1 is 25 ticks. Target stop, the stop is 25 ticks. That's all you need for reverse continuation. Label it CL reverse continuation and choose an account to trade it. It should be the same account as your breakout if you're experimenting with the breakout. Apply it, okay it, and now I have my oil breakout and reversal is all set. I'm going to put my gold chart in the middle on YM because that's what we do in the morning. Everybody, gold has rolled over to 626. All right, Gold has rolled over. YM, we'll put our reverse continue on the chart. Double click News Trader, reverse continue. Position 1 is a 1, target 1 is 35, stop is 35, position 1 is a 1, label YM reverse continue, and then the account that I'll trade my YM in the morning is Lucid. Lucid goes YM. Lucid goes YM. I'm actually going to, I don't usually trade a reverse continue on the YM. Apply it, okay it, but we want the opportunity if we want it. If an opportunity arises, you want to be able to do it. That's why we put it on the chart, okay? That's why it's on the chart. And then we put a YM magnet on the chart. Right click the chart, click strategy, double
Republican
click magnet,
Representative Arrington says
high
we
of day,
expect the
low
House
of
to
day,
pass DHS funding maybe
proximity
today.
stays on 3, position size 1 is a 1. I think we're going to make a new low, probably before the market opens. It may do that without me. I'm just going to test the low. I'm not going to go through it at the moment with a second position, but I'm trading 2 contracts, 1 exit. So it's a real magnet scalp. High of day, low of day. Proximity is 3 at the moment. The target is -3. That means you get out 3 ticks before you hit the magnet. I'll make a decision when I want to trade. It's more effective to trade magnets after the open on the YM, it seems to me. We do have some pre-market open winners. We have had a bunch. And that'll be on Lucid also. Label it YM magnet, apply it, okay it. When you turn on your magnet, you place your orders if it's a high of day, low of day magnet. Now the problem is we're just too darn close to where we are. Our sell, we're only 12 ticks of profit. We only have 12 ticks of profit. Do you think it's going to hit it and make a new low before the market opens? If you do, let it trade. But it's a lot of risk for small profit. And it's moving pretty slow and it's pretty low. The volume might pick up. I'd rather wait till the market opens. That's what I'd rather. I don't love trading before 9. But if you want it to be automatic, you just press the button purple. You know, if you want to do it with a little bit of low risk, just trade it with 1 contract. You don't have to use 2. First things first, we're watching the oil breakout. The YM, you don't have to trade it quite this early. It may not make the low yet. It may not be ready. If we're this close, we're not going to be, probably not going to be anywhere near where we are now when we get to the open. We're more than a half hour away to the open, right? So I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait till the market gets closer to the open before I trade the magnet. See, I'm glad I didn't increase my ticks for entry at the moment. Right now, we got to watch oil. There's a million opportunities during the day. Um, the 8 a.m. gold move was not very good this morning for me. Fortunately, I'm just watching that.
Effective Fed funds rate
I just
unchanged
watched
at
it.
3.64%, 26th of March.
All right, we're going to get our brackets on oil.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Look at that. It goes down,
Order
changes
filled.
direction. It's why I don't like this trade. It's why
Meta
I
funds
don't like this
7
trade. It's
energy.
just not working, folks.
Meta
It's
funds
just
7
not
energy
working.
gas plants to
All
power
right.
biggest data center.
What do you think? YM looks like it wants to
So
test the
according
low.
to
It's a
Entity,
little bit
they
early.
say Meta funds 7 energy gas
It's
plants
a
to
little
power
bit
biggest
early.
data center.
So that's why I traded it in my. Oil's definitely
Order
gonna
submitted.
test the high though. So I would put my stop under the wick. Under the wick. I think we're gonna get a test of the high. Let's see if the YM goes and tests the low. Oil, you could put your stop to safety and you could move your target even higher and you could try to do some trailing if you get the opportunity.
Order filled.
So it pulled back. How could that be a freaking flat trade? That's ridiculous. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. So I did not take the YM trade. It hasn't failed yet, but it's just a little bit early, a little bit quiet for me. I'd rather wait till we get closer to the open. That was my feeling. That was my feeling on the YM. Now, if you're in the YM, you could get out with a profit if you don't like the way it's moving. But it looks like it's going to work. Look, the markets are negative, so it's going to work. Oil, I don't know how that took me out flat. That's ridiculous. That was ridiculous. So YM got there. The YM got there. So much for being a big chicken, right? So much for being a chicken. It's doing the test. It did the test. It did the test. It's 3 ticks. 3 ticks before the magnet is the exit. That would have been the exit. All right. If you look at where the price got to, and it's going to keep going down anyway. There it is anyway. Now it's a moot point. All right. Now it's a moot point. So I'm not going to chase now. I'll just wait till the open, but I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but that no reason not to take that trade. Turning off the crosshair. I still think oil's going to test the high. It didn't test the high, but I guess it's going to do it without me this morning.
U.S. intelligence, speaking to reports here,
Turning
by
off the
sources,
high of day,
says
low
that
of
U.S.
day on the
intelligence shows
YM.
about 1/3 of Iran's
Turning it
missiles
off.
destroyed in U.S. strikes with certainty.
Now
This
here comes
intelligence
the
also
test of the
say
darn
that another
high.
third of Iran's missiles likely
What do you
damaged
think?
and destroyed or buried underground by strikes since
What do you
February
think?
28th, start of the war, according to 4 sources.
Order submitted.
Give me a test right there. My stop below the wick. Let's go. Break the high. Break the high. All right, we're going to change our chart to the MNQ in a minute, in about a minute. YM, right now I'm just going to watch for a bit on the RTY. I'm going to put a reverse continue on the chart. Reverse continue. Click News Trader. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. One position with a 35 target, a 35 stop. 35 target, 35 stop. Label it RTY. Reverse continue. That will be in, let's make that more normal looking. RTY reverse continue. We'll trade that in our funded, my market open funded account. Apply it, okay it, and we'll put the RTY on that account. Now, we haven't made a lot of new lows on the YM yet. I'm not jumping into that long with a downward momentum and a red candle. I'm waiting. I would wait. I would not take that signal. That to me is not a very good
Connection
signal.
lost.
I just lost all my data, got disconnected for a second. I just heard it in my headset. Not sure why. Not sure why. Now I'm still connected here. So RTY making new, also making new lows. RTY making new lows. Going to get rid of our oil magnet. You know what? I'll leave it. We're going to modify it
Treasury
for the
30 yield
NQ.
rises to 4.98%,
Okay, here comes our test of
highest
the
since
high.
September.
Should get our test of the high here. Let's go. If it doesn't, I'll take a flat trade, right? Take a flat trade if
Order
it doesn't
filled.
work. So it didn't work again. It just didn't fill me. So I'm done. It's if oil goes through, that's fine. But I'm done with oil because I need to change my chart over to the MNQ. So our oil charts are gone. It missed my target by one tick. One tick. All right, first things first. MNQ on the open 0626. MNQ open, and we'll trade that in our funded or Lucid account, one of the two. I think I'll do that on Lucid this morning. So we'll put a reverse continue on the MNQ. I'll modify. Nope, I'm not. I don't have anything to modify. I have a magnet to modify. So I'll modify the CL magnet that's on my MNQ chart. And my magnet, MNQ, I'm just going to watch at the moment. So I'm going to leave it off. 2 contracts, position 1, and the stop will be 100. That's a $50 stop. Stop will be 100. MNQ magnet. Target 1 is -3. Target 2 will be 10. That's if it does a high of day, low of day magnet at the moment, or if we target a different level. But ultimately, I really just use the magnet on the MNQ, which needs to be relabeled MNQ magnet. I use it just to look at signals. after the open. That's on Lucid. Apply it, okay it, and you can always turn the magnet on to watch signals. Now the MNQ's made one, two, about 4 new lows. It's pretty far from the low of day. You really need to put your stop below S1. The stop would have to be below S1. Francis, I think I remember correctly, wasn't our range, didn't the range start later because of that? I think that's what we saw when we were designing the range trade. And I think our range trade, the original range trade that we used, that started later. That did start later on oil. All right, so I'm just watching magnet signals on the NQ. You don't really need to do anything on the NQ until the open. That's the truth. I'm not going to take signals generally until the open. So the setups that we use for the open on the MNQ, we have a reverse continue, and sometimes we use it. Target, I would say 75 this morning and a 75 stop. And I'm putting 2 contracts on there just as a scalp, labeling it MNQ, reverse continue, and then we said we were trading the MNQ in our Lucid account. Apply it, okay it. But I'm going to put the chart on Sim for a moment. Sim for a moment. Markets are very negative. I'm just looking through some of the news to see why this market is selling off. I mean, it's no surprise why this market's selling off. All right, we have our reverse
According
continue.
to semi-official news agency Mehr, US Israeli
Hang on,
airstrikes target steel plants in southwestern Iran and in central city
on our
and in
Lucid
central
account.
city of Isfahan. So again, this US Israeli airstrikes target steel plants in southwestern Iran and in central city of Isfahan, according to Mehr News.
Yes, Arthur, yes. You're going to get some mediocre fills at times, definitely. Now, I'm not, this probably this could be a decent signal because you've made quite a few new lows, but we're before the open here. So I'm waiting for the open on the YM now. I blew the magnet. I blew the magnet. I'm going to be patient and wait for the open. All right. Right now, I'm setting up my MNQ open at the moment. And right now we have a reverse continue. And we're going to set up our breakout. I'm going to load in my breakout template for the market open. So I'm putting a new strategy on the chart. I'm going to template. I'm loading MNQ new open. That's the file that gets loaded. MNQ new open. MNQ new open. I'm right clicking it and renaming it with today's date. Today's the 27th. And I'm loading it in. That also saves it. Leaving the time on 0 because we're going to check the bracket. It's a 35 bracket. Targets of 40 and 130. Going for a little bit bigger targets today. The stop is 125. And target one stop move is BE. BE. And then it's labeled breakout MNQ open. Right now it's on sim. I'm going to leave it on sim, put the time on 0, which it is, and we're going to look at our bracket for bracket management.
Order submitted.
So it's a manageable bracket,
Order canceled.
and I'm going to turn off the breakout. I'm going to right click and set the time properly now. Highlight the breakout, put the time at 9:29:59. A 35 bracket, 40 and 130 I'm using on targets today. And my stop is 125. Target one stop move is break even, BE. That's my setup. Trading it, what do we say, lucid on the MNQ, I thought we said. Yes. Apply it, okay it. So we can turn that on. So we have a magnet after the open if we want to watch signals on the MNQ. All right. But for the open, we have a breakout and a reverse continue. On the YM, we had our reverse continue. It's 35 tick target, 35 tick stop. All right. 35 target, 35 stop. And then on the RTY, we have a reverse continue. One position, 35 target, 35 stop. Label it, reverse continue. That we already set up. Turn it on. All right. Turn it on, and you get your instant long, instant short buttons. And then we have our market open range trade on the RTY. Double click News Trader. Change the breakout to a range trade. Scroll down to range trade, and the range start time is 9:25. 9:25:00. Ticks above the range are 6. Ticks below are 6. Show the range graphics on chart gets checked. Label your trade.
Russian oil producers warn buyers about possible force majeure
RTY
on oil supplies
range.
as
All
Baltic
right.
ports face drone attacks,
RTY
according to
range.
sources.
The account I'm going to trade it is in our Bolinox funded account, number 66. Then you go up to the top, and the range ends at 9:30:00. So you type in 9:30:00. Whoops. 9:30:00. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 20. The stop is 35. Target 1 stop move, BE. If we hit the first target, I move the stop to break even. All right. And the stop, like I said, stop is 35. That's the range trade setup. Start the range at 9:25. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. Go up to the top. We're going to end the range trade at 9:30. Make sure the trade type says range trade. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 10 ticks. Target 2 is 20 ticks. We've had such good moves on the RTY. Might be worth it to put 25, 30 ticks on target 2. Break even, BE on target 1 stop move. And the stop is 35. So I'm going to use a slightly bigger target on target 2. See if we get a push. Turn it on. So at 9:25, our range trade will start to activate. It'll start drawing the range. Now, on Lucid, our YM magnet, we can change it to high of day, low of day. Right now, I'm just watching it on off. If you change it to high of day, low of day, the orders are the sell. It would be a 14 tick target. So not the biggest move, but we do have 2 contracts on our YM magnet. Darn, that was a good signal. YM magnet, the way it was set up, high of day, low of day, position 2 contracts for position 1. The target is 3 ticks before it gets to the magnet, -3. Stop right now is 40. Normally I try to use market structure. That's all I'm setting up. It's on my Lucid account. It's labeled YM magnet. If I want to take a reverse continue, I have my reverse continue set up. Now, the reason you cannot change the color on Lucid is because Lucid sets up their data as a simulation. So the only way I could change the color of Lucid would mean that my sim price would be wrong also. Sim price would be the same. In other words, if I change my sim color to green, then sim in Ninja is going to be green. Now, we don't do very much sim trading. So we could change the sim color, right? I'm just checking my MNQ. MNQ and YM we're doing in Lucid this morning. The point I'm making is you can change your color in tools, in settings, trading, simulation color. See? But it changes anything that's sim. Lucid is sim. Both of those are Lucid. That's a little bit intense. That's a little better. So if I'm trading Lucid, I've got this light blue color. I don't like that very much either. It's just too intense. That's a little better. MNQ reverse continue. 75 target, 75 stop. But it's really, you can make it 100 and 100, Arthur. It's a scalp. So it's However you think the market's going to move. On that, you absolutely don't have to copy me. It really doesn't have to be copied. The new color is for Lucid, but it would be sim because Lucid is considered a simulation. That's how they're set up in the system because that's their choosing. I'm tempted, do you want to take the YM short before the market opens? The one I should have taken before? It's not a guarantee we're going to have a short this morning on the YM. Markets are pulling off their lows, and we have about 5 minutes before the open. Okay? So, missed a couple of opportunities this morning. Just one opportunity I missed because I traded like a chicken. I was just too stupid to take the trade, really. Should have, there was really no reason not to take the YM low. It was a little bit early for me. Before 9 is my excuse, but it was, the markets are so darn negative that the probabilities are on your side. I don't even want to look at the MNQ signal that got generated this morning off of. Now, the real honesty, if you're honest, your first signal, would you have taken it? Would you have taken this signal? Maybe. That's a maybe. These more probable that you would have taken these. And in theory, that would have been a stop. But you could have made it all back if you took the next signal. So if you took two of those, you would have made it back because your second signal, this signal, it's just a little bit early. I like to see more lows. In other words, there was only a couple of new lows. It's a valid signal. It is a valid signal. It's definitely a valid signal. All right. Even if you got stopped out on 2, you certainly wouldn't be in terrible shape if you had taken all of them. This one entering at the worst possible place. It got over 200 ticks. That's a pretty good signal. And then the YM, I certainly wouldn't have taken it on a green up candle, but it was not a bad signal. Just in general, as far as signals go, it was not bad, honestly. Other than the fact that, you do want to think about what's going on in the market at that time, and the markets were selling off pretty strongly before the signals. So you don't have to take the first signal. All right. So our range is drawing, all right, on the RTY. Our breakout's going to take place on the MNQ, and our YM has a magnet that's in auto. If we make a new low, we will get filled before the low.
One minute ago now to get the market
Now,
on open imbalance.
this signal's still going. Both of them are still going. Most people would exit the trade probably before the open if they had taken the signal, right? Would you stay in through the open? I wouldn't. I would not.
Ten seconds.
All right. Here comes the
Order
open.
submit. Order filled.
Market on open
Order
imbalance.
submitted.
S&P 500
Order
sell side.
filled.
All right, so we hit our
39.2 million.
first target and
Nasdaq 100 buy
reversed
side,
on the
145 million.
MNQ.
Dow 30 sell side, 33
RTY
million.
Order
Mag
filled.
7
shot
buy
up
side,
to the first
165 million.
target. I tried to trail a little bit. It's hard to trail the RTY. It's hard to trail. Okay,
filled.
so it backed up on me a little bit. Maybe I should not have trailed it. And then the YM, the magnet, was a winner. We just got our winning magnet trade on the YM. All right. It hit both targets, both one target, two contracts. RTY, target one, plus a little more. I got a couple of extra ticks. MNQ, target one, reversal. So not gigantic money, but all winners. They were all a little bit smallish, And it was because we were a little bit close to the magnet. And, a couple of things you want to think about. Maybe do a two position trade. That'll give you a better profit. It went through the magnet more than 10 ticks. It went through by quite a lot of ticks. What do we get? 40 ticks. So you could add a 15 tick second target. So you could have made about double your profit with better trade management, possibly, right? And then I'm still watching the markets. Going to get rid of the breakouts, though. Breakout MNQ, removing it. And that's why I label it. RTY range. You think we didn't get lucky on the RTY?
Order submitted.
Take a short, maybe for a test of the low here on the RTY, a scalp. Maybe a scalp on the RTY. Are we going to get to the low? All the markets are selling off pretty strongly. Let's see if we can. The question is, where should this stop be? It should be much higher than it is, but it's a funded account. I don't want to give up. It should at least be above
Order filled.
that. So it got me. I still think this is going to test the low. I think it's going to test the low.
Order submitted.
I'll try one more time with a stop above S1. Try one more time. MNQ looks like it's going to go down to the low. Momentum's in my favor, but I could just be totally wrong. That's the truth. Could just be totally wrong. It looks like my scalp's not going to work. YM hit both targets. Sometimes you're better off leaving well enough alone and just take your profits on the setups. Francis, what version? Make sure you have the most current version. So RTY looks like it's gonna stop me out. Come on, don't. Let's go down. Let's test our low. Let's test our low. I'll show you my setup in a minute. We do have a 10 o'clock trade, everyone. We have Revise University of Michigan. That's a trap trade. MNQ did a real nice test of the low. Now, if I could only get the RTY to cooperate. So looking at a magnet setup, I don't know why it wouldn't trigger. Um, what kind of magnet were you trading, Francis? What kind of magnet? High of day, low of day? High of day, low of day? Yeah, high of day, low of day. Um, did you have it on auto? Did you record it? Was the button on auto? A lot of times I forget to turn the button on
US stocks extend
and
for
I don't have
Nasdaq
it on
downwards.
auto. Now that's something, Roz, that I don't know if that's related to internet or something, but in the whole history of the software, we've never had that kind of an error ever. But man, if you get errors like that, save. Did you close your trade? Can you send me the Ninja script output? Can you send me the Ninja script output? I could move my stop to safety so I don't lose money on this. Let's see if we can. I hate, I hate giving up all this profit if it's not going to make the low. And I'm really concerned we're not getting to the low here. So it's 200 bucks. I'm going to
Order
take it,
filled.
folks. So now at least I'm profitable on that stupid scalp that I lost money on. So my RTY is profitable. We got our money back on that second scalp. On the YM magnet, the setup, it's the same on everything. Right click, click your strategy, highlight the magnet. Nothing that I have set up would stop it from triggering. Just make sure that you have a position and your target makes sense. Make sure, you know, if it's high of day, low of day, you could control it from inside the software or from outside the software, right? On the control panel. Make sure you're absolutely using the most recent version of the software, but it doesn't matter. We've never had a software version that had any issues triggering high of day, low of day, ever. Even in the earliest days of testing, it always triggers high of day, low of day. All right. All right. Quick recap. We made money on every setup. I gave some money back on a scalp, got it back on the second scalp. So we're about where we were after the open on the RTY. All right. And it did not test the low. It didn't get there. It did not get there. I'm getting ready for Revised University of Michigan. I'm removing everything. All right, removing everything. All strategies are gone. Very nice, Roz. Okay, I'm going to restart my Ninja just because I've been doing a lot of trading and I like to sometimes just restart my Ninja. I I'm a nut. All right. So there's no question that Revised University of Michigan is probably a risky trade. All right. It has not been a very well behaved trade. We do have a DMM, and I think what I'm going to do is redo the video also. So let me start from scratch. Give me a second, folks. I'm going to keep our YouTube stream going for fun. Going to save our market open videos for the moment. And we're going to make a new video and just keep going. All right, so we got the opens, today's date. All right, video is saved. Make a new video. Start a new room. We're on YouTube. Yep, on YouTube all morning this morning, Arthur. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus, Pro Trade Room Plus, Revised University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember all the trades we discuss for educational purposes. All right. Putting up gold on the left, GC 0626 rollover was today. Watching the ES. Never mind. Watching the YM. Watching the YM on Revised University of Michigan. Putting up the news. Putting up the news. Let's see if the news will work or if it's still corrupted. I've been having problems with a corrupted browser. So that's our 10 o'clock news. We'll see if it works. Now, reconnect all my accounts. And I'm going to trade so oil did the one damage to the prop. The one prop account was the oil breakout. All right, we made money on our Lucid account. Lucid is halfway to being funded, and our other funded account is about 1,000 now away from being funded. Maybe a tiny bit more. Need a tiny bit more. I'm gonna trade. I think I'm gonna trade University of Michigan on my funded account. I'm just tired of waiting. It may make too much money. That's the problem. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it might make more sense to trade it on Lucid. Nevertheless, I don't have to decide that at this second. I have a few minutes. Our DMM for Revised University of Michigan. I'm not a big fan, not a giant fan of the YM. It does not offer enough regular profits. I am a trap trader on this report. All right. I think the trap trade has the best opportunity for profit. It also has an opportunity to lose some serious money. You have to realize that about a trap trade. It can lose some serious money. I'm going to trigger at 9:59, but lately our trap trades have been working nicely. Trigger at 9:59.55. The stop is 30. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Tier 1 is 40. Tier 2 is 75. And I think I will trade it in Lucid because if I make 800 or 600 on this, it might break my Bullinox consistency on that funded account. So I'm going to have to just be patient, keep building that account up. So Trap GC, we'll trade it on Lucid. Apply it. Okay, so the trap, one more time, trigger at 9:59.55. The stop is 30. Tier 1 is 40. Tier 2 is 75. Choose the account. Label the trade Trap GC or GC Trap, whatever you want to call it. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1 means you're trading a 4-contract trade. That's what the brokers are going to assume, that you're putting 4 contracts on. It's 2 orders above, 2 orders below the current price. We're assuming to go the opposite direction of the move. If the market moves up, we're selling. If the market moves down, we're buying. All right. Also, make sure that your chart is wide enough so when you turn on the trap trade, you want to make sure you see the cancel button. That's the cancel outer tier button. That's an important button for a trap trade. All right. Important button for a trap trade. Now, if you set your time to 0 on the trap, you can see where your orders are going to show up, just like you can on a breakout trade. Make sure you do it in Sim, all right? Make sure your charts are on Sim and your software is on Sim. Chart Trader on Sim. Now, when I turn on my trap, I'll see my orders. As soon as there's price movement, as long as I set the time to 0, you have to set the time to 0.
Order submitted.
All right, there's our trap trade.
Order
Far away
canceled.
from the highs and the lows on gold. So I think any direction filled can work. So I'm going to go back. Gold's all of a sudden, though, it's rather bullish. 9:59. You know, if something's going on in the news, I don't see an announcement or anything at the moment. 9:59.55, the software is adjusting the stop to 37. You can put in 30, the software will adjust it. Size 1, position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. 40 and 75 on the tiers. I'm trading it in Lucid. I've got it labeled Trap GC. Apply it, okay it, turn it on. Make sure you can see your cancel button. The cancel button is important. The worrisome part of gold this morning is the very strong volatility. $200 ticks and more than that. You know, we could get blown out of this trap trade. It's very possible. Very possible. All right. If if you've made money this morning and you've made nice money and you might want to keep your money unless you like the risky trades. This is a risk on because it's gold. I'm going to put a reverse continue on the chart also. Right click News Trader, change the breakout to a reverse continuation. Position 1 is a 1, target 1 is a 50, target stop is a 40. That's a reverse continue. It's all I need. Label it GC reverse continue. And that's also in Lucid. If I decide to take a scalp, maybe the trap doesn't fill. Who knows? But you have the opportunity to take a scalp. I love gold magnets, right? So I'll throw a gold magnet on the chart. High of day, low of day. We're far away from them. High of day, low of day, gold magnet. Proximities default at 3. One position. -3 on the target. 50 on the stop. All right. Everything on Lucid.
Iran
That's
says
all
steel
I
plants
need
in
to
Isfahan
do for the
targeted by
gold
US
magnet.
Israeli strikes.
Label it GC magnet, right?
So you had initial news from semi-official news agency MEH saying that US Israeli airstrikes targeted steel plants in southern western
GC
Iran
magnet,
and in the
and we're
central city
doing
of
Lucid
Isfahan.
for gold. That doesn't mean we're going to take all those trades. It means you have the opportunity to take the trades you want. We can see some signals in gold from the magnet, but you don't have to do anything. It's not funded yet. No, Lucid's not funded. I have 3 funded accounts, but this could be a very big or small winner. So I don't want to destroy consistency that I have in most of my funded accounts. And then the YM, we do have a new setup that I don't really care for very much. I'm telling you the truth. But I'll trade it in our prop account that got stopped out on oil, all right, this morning. So our YM breakout, I'll put a reverse continue on the YM. All right, a couple of contracts, a 40 tick target, a 50 tick stop. This is YM reverse continue. And I think we were in number 36. We'll check it in a second. It was 36 because we have lost money in that account. That's our only losing account this morning. So we have our reverse continue, and then we have a breakout for the YM. And I'm being honest, I don't like it. It has not been a good profit breakout. The trap is better. But I'm here to test. This is an account I can test in. So we're going to trigger at 9:59:58, and I'm not even going to watch it. I'm going to manage the other trade because the trap trade is much more valuable. It's an account I care about. 9:59:58 is the trigger. The bracket is 25. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. 2 contracts. Target 1 is 15. Target 2 is 40. The stop is 40. Target 1 stop move BE for break even. That means I really don't even have to watch this trade. It'll trade on its own pretty much. Label it YM breakout. And right now it's on sim. We'll put the time on 0 to check our bracket. Chart on sim. Apply it. Chart trader on sim. Spread the chart to see our bracket.
Order submitted.
All right, manageable.
Order canceled.
Right click, I'm going to get rid of that horizontal line, the vertical line that drives me crazy. Highlight the breakout, go to optional, show the vertical line on entry. I'm going to uncheck it, apply and OK one more time. We're on sim. Let's look at our bracket one more time.
Order submitted.
All right, we have a
Reminder,
tradable
again,
bracket.
At 10 a.m. Eastern
Order
Time,
canceled.
figure the University of Michigan
Turn
7
off the
forecast
breakout.
54,
We're going to
prior
right
55 support.
click strategy, highlight our breakout, put the time back to the correct trigger time, 9:59:58. One more time, the bracket is 25. Position 1 is a 1,
So right now,
position
for the
2 is
University
a
of Michigan
1,
Center,
target
final
1 is
range
15,
is 56 to
target 2 is
49.8.
40.
University
Target
of
1
Michigan
stop
5
move is
inflation
BE
final
for
forecast
break even.
3.5%, prior
Stop is
3.2%.
40
20
ticks.
inflation final forecast 3.6%, prior 3.4.
Trading it in a prop
Expectations final
account number
forecast 50.9,
36.
prior 54.1. And conditions
It's a
final forecast
slightly
56.9,
profitable
prior 57.8.
$50,000 Bullinox account. Labeled YM break, BRK. Apply it, OK it. And put the chart trader on number 36. It's down this morning from the oil trade. All right. From the darn oil trade. What did I just pass? So I have a lot of, a fair amount of Lucid accounts, Arthur. Not Lucid. I have a bunch of Bullinox. It was a $25,000 Bullinox account. Might be better to trade magnets on this report, in all honesty. We're going to reach a point where the reports that don't behave, we're just going to lose them and just go with magnets and signals. That's how I really believe I'm going to change the room in the near future. I'm going to reduce the amount of reports.
Noting here, Nasdaq 100 extends decline to 1%.
Bart's every Friday fresh. All right, folks.
US stocks extend fall. Dow Jones now down 1%.
YM really selling off. Is it safe to trade right now? So they're saying that the U.S. and Israel blasted some steel sites. Um, I'll tell you, I mean, I'm not going to say what I think at the moment, but I'm waiting for the day where everyone dances. That's what I'm waiting for. The day when you wake up and everybody dances. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm ready to dance. So we have 3 funded accounts. One of them, it feels like I've been trading it forever. It was very negative. No, I blew up one funded account in the past 2 months. I had one funded account that I blew up. I now have 3 funded accounts. 2 of them are, one of them's doing very nicely. It's 52,473. I got to get it up to 53,600 to request a payout. Then I have a brand new funded account. It's up 250 bucks. Just started trading it yesterday. And my third account just activated it right before we got here. That's a $25,000 account. I got to look at the rules on that account. That's an end of the day account also. It's different than all my other accounts. And it's a smaller account, so I don't need as much money to ask for a payout. So I'll move that. I'll start trading market opens in that account Monday.
US stocks extend full. S&P 500 down 1%.
3 accounts is enough. It's plenty. Plenty.
1 minute to go now. Louisville University Michigan sentiment final.
All right, so I'm going to be paying attention to the trap trade. I'm definitely worried that it could get stopped because we could just get way bigger a move than we expect. So I'll try to talk through it. All right. The cancel button is if you get filled and both orders don't get filled and the trade starts working
10
in your
seconds.
favor. Then you cancel the extra order so you can
Order
move your
submitted.
stop to safety.
Order submitted.
53.3, low in the forecast of 54.
All right, now we're not getting much movement. Not getting much movement on gold on this trade.
Expectations final 51.
I
51.7 high the forecast of 50.9.
would
Conditions
probably
final,
wait
55.8,
close to a
high,
minute.
lower than the forecast of 50.
It's not a very good move. The truth is, it probably should be canceled. We didn't get the kind of move I would have expected. However, if it continues down and fills me long, I'll let it because gold is 51 points dollars bullish.
Order submitted.
Now the YM wound up filling. I would cancel the gold trap trade. It's really, we're not trading the news anymore. We're just trading chop in gold.
Order
All right,
canceled.
gold trap is canceled. YM trailing to get to my second target. See if we can get to the second target.
Order filled.
All right, so we made about $100 on YM. Breakout, that gets turned off. The gold trap trade, you're not trading the news. We're just trading random movement in gold now. I really believe that. You saw the news move. It wasn't that big. It wasn't that big. Now, I'm going to drive myself crazy because I think we would have been filled long. And if it goes short here, the trap would win anyway, even if it wasn't even trading the news. And we see that sometimes, where if you just let the darn thing fill anyway, if you're willing to take the risk, sometimes it just works randomly, even though it's not a news trade because of all the volatility in gold. So if gold happens to be a little bit choppier at 10 o'clock, that helps the trap trade if it fills, at least one of the orders. And it only had to move 40 ticks. So right now you would be short. I believe you would have been filled. I believe you would have been filled. I don't know if anybody let it fill or not. Even in sim. Now, if it keeps going up, then you would get stopped out, right? You'd get stopped out if it keeps going up. Okay? But here's the way you need to think about a trap trade. I'll show the video and I'll explain the proper way, honestly, to think about a trap trade. There is a right and a wrong way to trade it. Okay? The idea is, it's very simple. You're waiting for a burst on the news just like with a breakout. The direction of the burst is the direction you allow the trap trade to fill in. If it reverses without filling you, then you do not let it fill on that reversal, because that would have been your profit had the setup been smaller and correct, okay, for that particular move. So in other words, make believe this was the news move. If that did not fill you and then reverses, you don't let it fill you on the reversal, because that's not the right way to trade a trap trade. Now, gold looks like it's going to do a magnet. I'm kind of interested in a high of day, low of day magnet on gold. What do you think? Trading gold, folks, is a lot of risk in these markets. You might want to trade micro gold on your serious trades. Now, I have to kind of get ready for the final class. I want to thank everyone on YouTube. We're going to end our stream. Let me post our challenge. We have one more class today. Let me post it on YouTube. You're welcome to join our challenge today. Learn about the magnet. Here's the link. Here comes the link. And on YouTube, if you're kind enough to hit the button, the notification bell, and the like button, we'd appreciate it. And I'll see everybody on YouTube next week. Thank you for joining us.